Luca Toni, Ufficiale OMRI is an Italian footballer who currently plays for Verona. He had successful spells at top clubs such as Palermo, Fiorentina, Bayern Munich, and Roma, as well as a short stint at Juventus. Toni is highly regarded for his goal-scoring ability, as can be seen by his prolific goals-to-games ratio at many of his clubs. His style is at times considered unorthodox. His strength and power have seen him become one of the best headers of the ball ever. As well as the medals he has collected, he has also won several individual honours, including the Capocannonieri for the 2005 Euro 06 season, in which he scored 31 goals, as well as finishing topscorer with 24 goals in the 2007 Euro 08 Bundesliga. Club career. Early career. Toni started his professional career at Modena. This was followed by a number of seasons spent around Serie B and Serie C1 with teams such as Empoli, Fiorentina, and Ludigiani. After a Serie B season with Treviso in 1999, he moved to Vicenza, playing in Serie A for the first time. He then moved to Brescia, playing for 2 seasons alongside Roberto Baggio and Pep Guardiola. Palermo. In 2003, he agreed to join ambitious Serie B club Palermo, being one of the main factors behind the winning team campaign that brought the Rossonero back to Serie A after over 30 years, thanks to a record 30 goals scored during the season. He consequently gained his first cap for the Italian national team in a friendly match August 18, 2004, lost 2-0 to Iceland in Reykjavik, which also marked Marcelo Lippi's debut at the helm of the Azzurri. In the following season, Toni confirmed his prolificity by scoring an impressive 20 goals in Palermo's first Serie A campaign, leading the Sicilian club to a historical first qualification to the UEFA Cup. Fiorentina. Toni's move to Fiorentina was marked by controversy, as the fans dubbed him a traitor for his departure. La Viola paid a $10 million to sign him. During his first season in Florence, he scored 31 goals, making him one of the most prolific Serie A strikers of all time. This was also the first time in 50 years that a Serie A player had scored more than 30 goals. Toni was awarded the European Golden Shoe for this feat, the first Italian player to win this award. His goal-scoring ability brought Fiorentina to heights never seen since the late 1990s, when the Argentine Gabriel Batistuta was playing for them. They clinched 4th spot and qualified for the Champions League. This league position, however, was revoked in the courts during the Calciopoli scandal. Italian courts recognized Fiorentina as culpable of shady dealings and convicted them to start the 2006 Euro 07 season with a 19-point deduction. Toni expressed his desire to leave the team several times during the summer to the press, but was eventually convinced by club president Andrea Della Volta to stay and help the club overcome its unfavorable position. The following season was plagued by injury, limiting Toni's goals to a less considerable, albeit impressive, 16 goals. This was Toni's final season at the Florence club, as they agreed to sell him to German Bundesliga giants Bayern Munich. Before he left, Toni promised Della Volta not to sign for any big Italian clubs, which is believed to be the main reason he went to Germany. Bayern Munich. On May 30, 2007, Bayern Munich chairman Karl-Heinz Rummenigge confirmed that Toni had signed a 4-year contract with the club after agreeing to a deal worth $11.58 million with Fiorentina. On June 7, Toni was presented at a Bayern press conference along with fellow new signing Frank Ribéry, copywriter Y. Toni was given the number 9 shirt. Toni scored 4 goals in a December 6, 19 Euro 0 home win against Aris of Greece to help Bayern win their UEFA Cup group. On February 17, 2008, he scored his first Bundesliga hat-trick against Hannover 96. Bayern won the away fixture 3-0. In a quarter-final second-leg match in the UEFA Cup, Toni scored 2 dramatic goals on 115th and 120th minutes of extra time, in a game which finished 3-3 and lifted Bayern Munich past Getafe CF of Spain on away goals. Bayern eventually lost to Zenit St. Petersburg in the semi-final. At the 2007 Euro 08 UEFA Cup, he shared the first place with Pavel Pogrebniak from Zenit at the top scorers list with 10 goals. He scored 2 goals in the German Cup final against Borussia Dortmund in a 2-1 win. His second goal was the winner in extra time to give Bayern Munich another cup victory. Toni finished as top scorer in the 2007-08 Bundesliga season with 24 goals. Overall, Toni finished the season with 39 goals and 12 assists in 46 matches. In the 2008-09 season, Toni maintained his high standard of form for Bayern. In the Bundesliga, he started 13 games from January, in which he scored 9 goals, a notable one being a late stoppage time winner he scored against TSG Hoffenheim. Toni battled an Achilles tendon injury for most of the second half of the 2008-09 season, but still finished as Bayern's leading scorer in league play, tallying 14 goals in 25 Bundesliga appearances. Recovering from his injury, he appeared in 2 matches of the second-team Bayern Munich 2 in the 3. Liga in September 2009. On November 7, 2009, he was fined for leaving the stadium during the match after being substituted at half-time. Following his fallout with Bayern manager Louis van Gaal, Bayern's president, Uli Hoeneß, stated on DSF Doppelpass that the player will be allowed to leave the club on a free transfer. Eventually, Toni, by mutual agreement with Bayern, was loaned out to Italian club AS Roma. On December 31, 2009, Bayern Munich confirmed the transfer of the Italian striker on a 6-month loan basis to Roma, which offered him pre-tax basic salary of $3.1 million. He debuted for Roma against Cagliari on January 6, 2010. He scored his first 2 goals for Roma against Genoa on January 17, 2010. Toni would go on to score 5 goals in total for the Giallorossi during the remainder of the 2009-10 season, including the winner against Internazionale to cut the Milanese club's lead in Serie A to a single point ahead of Roma. Genoa. On June 16, 2010, Bayern announced the termination of Toni's contract. In the same month, after some days of speculation, it was confirmed that Luca Toni had found an agreement with Genoa for a 2-year contract, reportedly at a net salary of $4 million per season, as subsequently confirmed by club chairman Enrico Preziosi. The player, who was presented to the press on July 1, took on the number 9 jersey. Juventus. On January 7, 2011, a statement in the Juventus official website announced that Luca Toni would be joining IB OMRI on a free transfer deal, until June 30, 2012. Toni scored his 100th goal in Serie A with a brilliant header from 16 meters against Cagliari, which was also his debut goal for Juventus. Toni also scored the first goal at the new Juventus Stadium against Notts County on September 8, 2011. Al-Nassr. On January 30, 2012, Juventus confirmed that they have agreed a deal for Luca Toni with Emirati club Al-Nassr. Return to Fiorentina. On August 31, 2012, in the closing hour of the transfer market, Fiorentina announced that they completed the signing of Luca Toni, after he had been previously linked with a move to Siena. Toni made it a goal-scoring return for Lavala when, after coming on as a 64th-minute substitute for Adem Ljaja, he scored with his first touch the second goal in a 2-0 win over Catania in the Stadio Artemio Franchi on September 16, 2012. Hellas Verona. On July 5, 2013, Toni signed a 1-year contract with newly promoted to Serie A club Verona. On August 17, Toni scored his first goal for Verona in a 1-0 victory over Palermo in the Coppa Italia. In his Serie A debut for the club on August 24, Toni scored twice as Verona recorded a 2-1 home win over Milan on the opening day of the season. Toni displayed fine form for Verona, and after scoring 2 as well as assisting a goal in successive games, there were calls for him to return to the national squad, with Toni stating, "I am thinking about doing well. Then it is for Ser Prandelli to decide. For me, it would be a pleasure and an honor to go to the World Cup, but whatever happens there would be no issue." He ended the 2013 Euro 14 season with 20 goals, making him the second top goal scorer in Serie A at the age of 36. International career. Toni made his debut for the Italian national team as a substitute on August 18, 2004 in a friendly match against Iceland. He scored his first international goal in a World Cup qualifying match against Norway on September 4, 2004. On November 17, Toni made his international start in a friendly match against Finland. On June 11, 2005, he captained the Italian squad for the first time in his career in a friendly match against Ecuador because of the absence of current captain Fabio Cannavaro and other experienced players. On September 7, Toni scored his first international hat-trick in a 4-1 victory against Belarus in a 2006 World Cup qualifying match. Toni was selected to Italy's 2006 World Cup squad, and scored 2 goals in the quarter-finals against Ukraine on June 30, his only goals of the tournament. In the final against France, he hit the crossbar with a powerful header and later netted another header, although the goal was disallowed as the attempt was ruled offside. Toni scored 2 goals in Italy's 2-0 win over Scotland in a Euro 2008 qualifier. Due to the aforementioned foot surgery, he missed Italy's next 2 qualifiers against the Faroe Islands and Lithuania. He returned to the qualification games against Georgia, and assisted Fabio Grosso, who scored the final result. On November 17, 2007, Toni struck in the first minute of a 2-1 qualifier win over Scotland at Hampden Park, which secured Italy's place at the final stages. 4 days later, he scored the second goal against the Faroe Islands, as Italy closed with a 3-1 win. He was called up to the Italian squad for UEFA Euro 2008, but his form in the tournament was disappointing, with his only goal against Romania being disallowed for offside. Toni's main contribution for the team was winning a penalty kick against France, which ended 2-0. Italy then bowed out of the tournament on penalties to Spain in the quarter-final. Despite the Euro 2008 disappointment, Toni was called up by coach Marcello Lippi for Italy's first 2 2010 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Toni also scored an equaliser against Greece in an international friendly, where the match ended 1-1. He was not included in Lippi's provisional 30-man Italian squad for the 2010 FIFA World Cup final tournament. International goals, career statistics, club honours, Palermo, Serie B, 2004, Bayern Munich, Bundesliga, 2008, DFB Pokal, 2008, DFB Liga Pokal, 2007, Italy, FIFA World Cup, 2006, individual, Serie B top scorer, 2004, Serie A top scorer, 2006, Garandoro, 2006, European Golden Shoe, 2006, FIFA World Cup All-Star Team, 2006, Bundesliga top scorer, 2008, UEFA Cup top scorer. 2008, personal life, Toni is engaged to the Italian model Marta Cecchetto. Their son was stillborn on June 1, 2012. Their daughter Bianca was born in June 2013. References. External links, official website, national team statistics at FIGC official site.